Okay, here we go. We are live on Instagram right now. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Okay, okay. Welcome everybody. I want to say a very big welcome to you today on another edition of the Transformation Table. All right. So let me see. Okay, I think all right, we're connected on YouTube as well. Welcome everyone watching us live on YouTube, on Facebook. All right, so if you want to join us live on Instagram, I will encourage you to join us live right now. Okay, so we're going to get started. Today is going to be an exciting day. Okay, I have an expert, a business growth expert, a leadership coach, a consultant for leaders in different areas of life, on business growth, on organizational growth, on team development. In fact, today is fully loaded. So, are you ready? So, I want to encourage you to share this live session with any leader that you know anywhere in the world. Okay. And if you want to start your own leadership development growth, if you want to grow exponentially, if you want to start your own business, or if you want to expand your opportunities, your business, and even if you are a ministry leader, let me say this to everyone watching me live on Instagram. If you are a ministry leader, or maybe you are a team lead, an entrepreneur, I want to welcome you to this live session. Today is going to be a great one. All right. So tag someone, share the link with someone on Facebook, on YouTube. All right. This session is going to be super fantastic. All right. Remember, the only guarantee that you have that tomorrow is going to be better is for you to grow. So you have no option if you truly desire to become your best and grow as much as possible. If you want to expand, yourself, if you want to get out of your comfort zone, today is your day. All right. So I am going to invite our expert, of course. I call him Archbishop, all right, because that's who he is. He's going to really help a lot of people today, all right, when it comes to unleashing your potential and grow, exponentially. So let's welcome Tolu Areola. Here we go. We want to bring him. Let's have him in the studio. Is going to be joining us live on Instagram in the next few minutes. All right, let's wait. I just invited him to join us in the studio. And then if you're live on right now, we're live on YouTube. If you are just joining us, okay, you can join us on YouTube. You can join us on Facebook. All right. We have many people right now connecting with us on Facebook. Continue to share this with everyone that you know, especially leaders that you know in all walks of life. This is going to really help everyone today. All right. So get ready, get your pen, get your paper, take your notepad to take some notes today. All right. So I think he was unable to join. Let me send the request again to have him here. Here we go. Here we go. How are you, sir? Good to have you.
I'm doing good, doing good.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you Thank you.
Yes, here we go.
I was trying to get on the other one
Okay.
on StreamYard. I was trying to.
Yes. Yeah, we're live there right now. I think we can use the same. Let me
No, that's fine. Whatever works for you is good.
yeah, all right. I think we can go ahead live. We're live right here. We have people watching us right now live on Instagram here. And then for those who are on YouTube, who are on Facebook, of course they can as well enjoy the audio. So if you want to see us live, all right, I will encourage you to join us on Instagram. Okay. All right, it's going to be a very great session today. All right, so welcome. I mean, we're just going to get started right away. Today we are focusing on unleashing your potential and then growing yourself or growing your business exponentially. So it's going to be a very great conversation today. So thank you so much for accepting our invite and for being here. So let's just get into it. Let's get to work. So you are an expert when it comes to business growth, when it comes to personal development growth. Can we just start with that? Looking into growth in general, what does it mean to desire to grow or to grow oneself or one's business?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for this invite. Your friendship has meant a lot to me since we connected. Our values are aligned, our desires and our heart's desires are really aligned. I really appreciate your friendship and for this opportunity. First of all, I don't like to consider myself as an expert because, like you said, for me, growth is a huge value. I really, 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 really enjoy working on growing myself. And when I saw the topic we're going to be looking at today, I was like, wow, those are. I mean, I love the adjectives that you use, unleashing and exponential. But really, when we're talking about exponential growth, what that simply means is growth that becomes increasingly, rapid as time progresses. That's all exponential means, right? Exponential growth means. But I really love what you talk about when we're talking about growth, because I personally believe that the Creator Himself has put a huge potential inside every one of us. And the only way that potential comes out is for us to be intentional with our growth. Think about a seed, for example, right? That seed is unassuming. But nestled within that seed is this blueprint, this roadmap to become a towering tree, right? And within that seed, not only is there a towering tree, that tree has the capacity to weather storms. It has the capacity to supply shade and produce fruit. And not only that, that tree itself can become an orchard, a plantation of many other trees, right, that produce endless food for people from generation to generation. For me, that is the picture and the portrait of what exponential growth is all about when we're connecting it to our potential.
Wow. I love that analogy of the seed. That means every seed has a potential to become a forest.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So now talking about the seed, talking about the forest, and the seed could be the talent, the skills, the experience, the knowledge, or maybe a relationship, the business idea or the business you have started already, the product or the services. I mean, all that could be the seed. And now, how can we move the seed from where this, I mean, looking at the seed, how can that seed become the forest? I think that's an important aspect for us to explore because many people they've discovered the seed. They know the seed. I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I have the relationship, I have the expertise. I mean, I have something, I know, but how can I grow this thing to become a forest? So what would be your first nugget, for people who are thinking, I want to grow, I want to grow, how do I grow?
It's so interesting that you gave the example of what seeds are. Really, everything is a seed, right? Everything is a seed. And the analogy I gave was to paint the picture that the potential is within the seed, right? And depending on what seed it is, right? An apple seed, a mango seed, an orange seed, right? Regardless of what it is, the business seed, the relationship seed, regardless of what that seed is, listen to this. It's the ground that determines the life of the seed.
Yes.
Right? So no matter the potential within a seed, it's the ground that determines the life of that seed. If the ground is good ground, then the potential within that seed can be unleashed. If the ground is bad ground, no matter the potential, then that capacity within that seed will be totally destroyed. So why is that important? When we're talking about the ground, right? Just like a seed, it needs sunlight, right? It needs sunlight, it needs water, it needs nurturing.
Yes.
It's the same thing with whatever seed that you have, the seed of that business idea, the seed of your relationship, the seed of the project you want to bring out. It requires, the sunlight and the water and the nurturing. And those three things, right? I like to call those three things. And again, there are many aspects to it, but when it comes to growth, whether it's business growth, personal growth, it comes down to three things, right? I call it self-awareness, continuous learning, and embracing failure. There's a whole lot, but those three things are, I call it the sunlight, right? The sunlight of self-awareness, the water of continuous learning, and then you want the nurturing of embracing failure. And if you want, we could unpack each one of those.
And in fact, I'm very much interested, in unpacking all of them. But before we move ahead, I just want to welcome everyone that is watching us live on Facebook, on Instagram. On Facebook, on YouTube. See, if you are interested in joining us on Instagram, I will encourage you to join us because we're right here live. Okay, and we're talking about how to grow yourself, exponentially, how to grow your business exponentially. So we're talking about the seed. Our guest today has talked about different areas, different types of seeds, and now we're looking into how can you grow that seed to become the forest. So let me allow you to take it the way you want to take it, right? Or which one you want to pick first. So let's unpack.
Yeah, I can unpack each one of them because whether it's so let's talk about how you grow your business, for example. Regardless of whatever business anybody's in, right? We're all in the people business. We're all in the people business. And if you're going to grow your organization, if you're going to grow your business, you have to start with growing you. When you, as a leader, gets better, everything around you gets better. When you grow as a leader, everything around you grows. And those three keys that we talked about, nurturing, right, the ground for the seed to grow. Let's start with self-awareness, for example. You as a leader, you have to have incredible self-awareness. Self-awareness is just being aware of your strengths, of your weaknesses, of your desires. you have to be extremely aware of what you do extremely well if you are going to continue to nurture that seed. Let me give an example. I remember almost 2 decades ago when I started my own leadership journey, I was thrust into a leadership position at an impact organization that I was working at. Now, I was competent. I had the skills. I had the know-how. I was getting things done. But I found out that I was not able to inspire my team. I was not able to fix any kind of conflicts that were going on. In fact, when I look back, though I was accomplishing a lot of things, when I look back, I had a long trail of hurt people. Because I was not aware, I was not self-aware on how I was relating to people. I had no leadership skills. I had no emotional intelligence. I didn't know how to communicate with people. So though I was getting things done, I was stepping on a lot of toes, and they viewed me as somebody who was producing, but nobody enjoyed working with me. Until a mentor said, why don't you do an introspection? And it was in that process I discovered that the gap for me was leadership. It was a leadership gap. I was not aware of what I did not do well. But of course, now over the years, because I've grown in my awareness, now I'm able to lead teams. I'm able to develop teams. I'm more emotionally intelligent, and I'm able to communicate well because I applied that key of self-awareness. So for any leader who wants to grow their organization, who wants to grow whatever it is that they're running, I tell them to start with that. When you're aware, which is what I do now. Yes, I work on my weakness, but I leverage my strengths.
Yeah.
Because I am more self-aware. That's where it starts. And when you get better as a leader, everything around you gets better.
Wow. I love the last statement. When you get better as a leader, everything else around you gets better. Wow.
Yeah.
Please don't forget that. You can tweet that. Okay, that's important. And don't forget to put his name. All right. Tweet that and help someone. Go ahead.
The reason that's so important is because, we are both in the same leadership community, and we say that everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes.
Right? And we say leadership is influence, and everybody has influence.
That's correct.
Right? So if I raise my leadership lead, then my capacity to influence gets better.
That's it. That's it. I mean, recently I was having a chat with an executive leader, and she asked me like, okay, I want to grow my people. I've realized that most people don't have that leadership spirit. They are not interested in leading. They don't have that zeal to to become better. And how can I grow my people? I mean, how can I grow my business? That was a question. How can I grow my business? I said, it's simple. Grow your people. She said, you mean, I mean, that's it. I said, grow your people, invest in your people, and create that environment, like the the soil that you talk about, for the seed. I said, create the environment of growth for your people, create that system for them, and people will surprise you. She said, oh, really? I said, yes. So,
now, if I had to stick with her, the challenge I would give her is for her to start that growth process with herself.
That's it.
Because you can't give what you don't have. If growth is not a pursuit for her, if growth is not a value for her, it's going to be very hard for her to set that as a culture in her own organization.
Absolutely.
So it always starts with the leader.
Absolutely. I hope everyone is hearing that. If we have any leader out there that is right here live with us, or if you are watching the replay of this wonderful session, it starts with you. Because, like, what he said, everything rises and falls on leadership. John C. Maxwell, everything. That means if things are working, check yourself. If things are not working, then check yourself. What am I feeding my people? Am I growing? Okay, I want us to talk about growth. I want to talk. I want us to talk about intentional growth, because many times people just want things to happen. They want they have the dream, they have the desire, which are very good, right? They really want things to get better, and they have that hunger for things to get better. I mean, you could see the passion. I want things to get better, but they don't have the desire to get better themselves. Even for business leaders, for ministry leaders, for family leaders, for community leaders, for government leaders, what would be your suggestion for those people, for these leaders?
Yeah, like we said earlier, regardless of the potential within the seed, it has to be unleashed. So regardless of the potential any leader has, it's intentional growth that will unleash that potential. So growing intentionally must be something that they pursue. I always say that growth is a decision. Growth is a decision. You have to decide that you want to be better tomorrow than you were today. And one of the keys to do that is, in fact, the second key that I mentioned when it comes to nurturing the ground is continuous learning. I think it was Alvin Tosa that said the illiterate of the 21st century is not those that don't have, it's not those that can't read and write. It's those that cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. In other words, you have got to have this insatiable appetite to learn, because that's where the growth and the change begins. So as business leaders, especially in this fast-paced technological world, you have got to put yourself, in fact, if you don't continue to learn, I tell you that your ignorance is your choice. Being ignorant is your choice. So putting yourself in a growth environment is key. How do you do that? Of course, in this day and age, if you're not one who reads or who reads a lot, you're going to be way behind the eight ball. If you're not one who's putting yourself in a growth environment, what's a growth environment? A growth environment is an environment that challenges your thinking. A growth environment is an environment that pulls you out of your comfort zone. A growth environment is an environment that forces you to stretch.
Yes.
So that's the reason why you want to go to networking events. You want to go to conferences. I always say that if you put yourself in a room where you are the one that knows everything, you're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong room, because everything will stop with you. You want to be in rooms where people are light years ahead of you. Let me share you a personal story. This was almost about 14, 15 years ago when I started my coaching journey. And I remember at the time I was in a room where my coach asked me the question. He asked me, how much was I making in a year? At the time, that was the days of making $4.25 an hour. Can you believe that? That used to be minimum wage, right? $4.25. And by the time we calculated it, right, I was making about maybe 12 grand, 14 grand a year. And then he asked me a question. He said, how would you like to make that in a month? And my brain froze. Like, boom.
How?
Like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? Is this even possible? And he started to talk about the possibilities. I'm telling you, it just blew my mind. It stretched my thinking about, oh my God, it's actually possible to make what I'm making in a year in a month. In 1 month. Why? For me, that was a growth environment. It opened me up to possibility that I had never considered. And that's why today I cherish. There are 3 times a year that I put myself aside, just put myself in growth environments. I paid thousands of dollars to get into those spaces.
Yeah.
Why? Because they stretch my thinking. They open my paradigm. Why is that important? You see, the perspective in which you see with influences what you believe.
That's it.
And what you believe is what determines how you behave.
And
how you behave is determining your outcomes. So most people's outcomes, by the time you find out that it's not what it's supposed to be, you have to track it back all the way to the thinking. It's the thinking.
That's it.
You just like you cannot create a 6-figure business from a 5-figure mindset, right? It's impossible for you if you don't embrace growth as a lifestyle. So again, I see a lot of people wanting, all these great outcomes, but they are yet to make the connection between their growth and the outcomes that they're experiencing.
That's it.
Want to change your outcomes? You've got to embrace intentional growth.
Wow.
And it begins with continuous learning.
Wow. If you're watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, if you can hear us clearly, in fact, if you can hear our guests clearly, can you just type yes? Can you type yes? I want to see yes. Let me know you can hear him clearly. All right, I'm waiting for the yeses. Type yes, just type yes. Here we go. I've seen the yes. Okay, cool. I mean, because this is really good. Now, I've been with many people. Right now I have a program called the 6-Figure and More coaching for coaches and consultants, people who are struggling to make 6 figures. I'm like, hold on. Before I can show you, the strategies and everything else that you need to get started, we need to work with your mindset first. So sometimes they get so much in a hurry. Can you just show me the strategies? Just give me the templates, give me the framework. I'm like, hold on. Okay, all right. We need to start from the beginning. Like you said, you cannot desire 6 figures or more with 5-figure mindset. You can't have it. I was sharing a framework with them. I'm like, hold on, it starts from think it, and then be it, then do it before you can have it. I said that's the framework. Now let's take it one after the other. What is the first thing? Think it. So let's work with your thinking. Let's work with that first.
Because whatever your mind can carry, right? Your hand cannot possess it.
Wow.
But guess what? That brings me to that top point I was talking about, embracing failure.
Cool.
You see, one of the things that helps your thinking and stretches it as a leader so that you can see the possibilities that are there is when you attempt things. A lot of people have been conditioned and told to avoid failure. I'm a person of faith. I've led a lot of faith people. I'm lead pastor and all that. One of the things that most people come in with is they don't want to fail. And they've been conditioned the wrong way. You know why? One of the things that stretches your thinking is when you are flexible and you attempt things. Now, you've heard it said that when you attempt something for the first time, you're not very good.
Yeah.
So if you try something the first time, you're probably going to fail. But guess what? Failure is not really failure. A fail is not really a fail. A fail is the first attempt in learning. FAIL. Right? So when you fail, what your abundant mindset needs to do is to ask, what are the lessons from the failure? What are the messages from the failure? And then you take those and then you try again. You will find out that in the trying again, you will get a little bit better. Yeah, you might fail again. You learn the lessons, you get the messages, and then you try again. And then guess what? You get a little bit better. I mean, look at somebody like Elon Musk, for example, right? He has the whole SpaceX facility. But do you know how many times those rockets blew up? Right? Before he was able to get SpaceX. It's the same thing. Right?
Yes.
In fact, it was said that he said, if you are not failing, then you are not trying enough. Right? Thomas Edison, the story goes that he failed 9,999 times before the light bulb was produced. So when you embrace failure, you're actually learning. Right? It shows that you are attempting, and when you're attempting, you're learning, you're getting messages. And as a leader who wants to unleash your potential and grow exponentially, you've got to be attempting things. Right? For those are people of faith, right? One of the things that really, really challenges me in our faith circle is you come for your great anointing service week in and week out, right? But you're not attempting anything new. So what's the purpose of the anointing? It's for you to go attempt the impossible. And then when you show up the next time, you're sharing amazing stories and testimonies of what your anointing did. But what do we have? People are just piling up anointing on anointing, not attempting anything. So as a leader, you've got to embrace failure. Embracing failure means that you are attempting things. You are trying something new.
Yes.
You are pushing the envelope. You are stretching the limits. You are not being boxed in. And those are the businesses. Those are the leaders that make a mark that can be erased.
Wow. Those are the leaders that make the mark that can never be erased. You know, I mean, I just love your last statement every time. Because it's very important. Thank you for this comment. You know, you have not had enough attempt. That's very true. Yes. Elon Musk said that, and then we need to attempt something new. That's correct. Attempting gives you opportunities to see many things. Yes. Embracing failure. Fire. Someone said, someone typed fire. We need to attempt failures. That is very correct. That's very correct. Yes. Yeah, that's very correct. So now this is it. You said something that is really good, and I think it's important for everybody to get this. Please get this. Don't miss this. Like, you know, the way he talked, you know, everything he said about failure, you know, trying it, you know, try, fail, learn, improve, and do it again. Does that make sense? Don't forget that. That's everything he's been talking about. Try and try. Oh, it won't work. What if it works? What if it works? Oh, I'm going to fail. What if you succeed? All right. Even if you try and you fail, then the next thing is you learn, then you improve, and then you do it again until you get it. That's exactly what happens. So I want us to quickly talk about this. This will be my last question for today. Let's talk about business growth. Okay. Many people, or let me say many leaders, get stuck when it comes to understanding how to move from where they are today to where they want to really be, right? Many of them, many people are frustrated. I mean, we are into people business every day. They're frustrated, like I don't know what to do. I've tried A, I've tried B, but I don't know exactly where I am missing it. Okay, what will be your encouragement for those, for people in that category who are still desiring to, to grow exponentially?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think it's a very, very fantastic question, because when you look at when it comes to business growth, most leaders are usually tactical in their approach to things. They're always thinking, oh, how can I do it? Right? What do I need to do? They're always focusing on how. For the business leader that wants to grow exponentially, especially what they're doing, I would challenge you, don't think how first. Always think who. Think who before how. One of the things that allows you to grow is when you have a guide. And that's why I believe so much in the power of coaching. Right? What coaching does for you is to help you guide you from where you are to where you want to be. What coaching helps you do is to push your limits. Some of us have self-imposed limiting beliefs that have really, really limited us. In fact, all of our lives, there are beliefs we have when it comes to finances, for example, or the potential that business can have. We make up stories in our minds that are not true about what we can or cannot do. We have what I call blind spots. And it takes a guide, because it's a blind spot for a reason. You don't know about it. A blind spot is what I know about you that you don't know.
Yeah.
That's what a blind spot is, right? If you knew it, it won't be a blind spot. So it's a blind spot because you don't know it. And it takes a guide to confront you with the things and the truths you have not, that you have refused to face about yourself. So I'll give you an example. Let me give you a personal story. There was a time in my life, I was running an organization and we found ourselves in $120,000 debt. Now, what that experience opened me up to was that as a leader, I had a growth gap when it came to finances. I didn't know how money worked, right? But it was a coach that confronted me with that gap and said, yeah, you're making a lot of money, but you really don't understand how money works. And that set me on a growth journey to becoming financially literate when it came to running a business. Personal finance is totally different from business finance. Right? But I have a course now on business finance for business owners, because some business owners don't even know how to read a P&L, right? They don't know how to calculate their gross profit income versus their net profit. They don't know anything like that. I was in that boat. But what was the difference maker for me? It wasn't trying to find out how to read a financial spreadsheet. I was thinking, who do I need to connect to, right, to stretch my growth in that area? And I'm telling you, he's still my coach till today. He has really transformed my life, when it comes to business growth in the financial area. So what does a coach and a mentor do for you? He lets you have the success without the pain, right? In fact, they told us that it's 240 times faster to learn with a coach or with a mentor than to try to do it by yourself.
Please, can you say that again? It's important for everybody to hear that so that they don't miss it.
When you engage a coach or a mentor, you are exponentially increasing your success. It's 240 times faster to learn being guided than to do it by yourself. Now, most people like to do things by themselves, but guess what? 2 are always better than 1. And when you have the right coach or you have the right mentor, your success is multiplied.
Wow.
That's how we grow organizations. That's how we grow businesses. That's how we grow teams. That's how we grow projects. They're simple principles that work. Yes, a lot of people refuse to engage those principles. But my challenge to everyone is this, that they will embrace that. I said 3 main things. Embrace self-awareness, right? It starts with knowing your strengths, leveraging your strengths while you're working on your weakness. Embrace continuous learning. I challenge you. Put yourself in growth environments. Read books, right? Blogs, podcasts, go to conferences. It's key. And then thirdly, I mentioned about embracing failure. Attempt something new for the first time. And then lastly, you've got to have a coach. You've got to have a coach. Wale, you're a fantastic coach.
Wow.
I will always recommend you to anybody, anytime, any day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, thank you, my sister. In fact, she just said something now. Growth gaps are addressed by coaches, yes, and mentors. Wow, like what you just said. In fact, that was why I say you should say it, the second time so that everybody can catch it. Yeah, 240 faster than trying to do it by yourself. All right. So my question for everyone watching us today is this: wherever you are, you need a coach. If you don't have one, I encourage you to get one. I know last week I had a guest, and we were talking about this aspect of mentorship and coachings and all that. And one of the things that came up in this area of a coaching and and mentorship, mentorship in particular, and we talk about how to get into the life of mentors. And we came up with two things. Number one, serve. Number two, pay. If you cannot serve, then be ready to pay into the life of a mentor to learn. Serve your way to the top or pay to get access. So, I mean, you just have to make a decision to grow, like what our guest said today. Growth is a decision. You have to decide, I want to grow. I am tired of my position. I'm tired of where I am. I want to get up. I want to grow. So, like, considering the fourth point he mentioned, get a mentor and get a coach. They will help you. They will help you. So, what would be your last, advice before we end our last our live session today?
Well, I want to say to everyone, listen, there's a whole lot more to your life that you're experiencing right now. The capacity and the potential that you have is limitless. You've got to live your life in a way where all of that has been put inside of you comes out. Somebody once said that impossible is just a big word thrown around by small-minded men who have chosen to simply live in the life they've been given, in the world they've been given, rather than exploring the power that they have to change it. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. With the right mindset, with the right growth mindset, nothing will be possible for you. So I challenge you, right? The seed of potential that is in you, let the sunlight of self-awareness shine on it. Water it with the water of continuous learning. Nurture it in the soil of embracing failure. And make sure that there's a coach or mentor speaking into your life. And I'm looking to hear your amazing stories.
Wow. I hope someone out there is also saying, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our amazing guest today on this week edition of the Transformation Table. And I hope you've been blessed. I hope you've learned one or two things out there. All leaders that are watching us. And if you know a leader, who missed this live session, I will encourage you to share with that leader. Help someone somewhere in the world today. This is for leaders, all right? And remember, you are a leader. You are a leader. Before you start thinking like, they are the leaders, all right? You are a leader, okay? So it's for you. All right, thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, thanks. Bye. Okay, so for all our viewers, we just ended our session with our guest today, and we're going to be calling it a wonderful day for in the next few minutes, I want to encourage you to continue to grow. All right. We've talked about unleashing your potential. We've talked about, growing exponentially. Say growth is a choice, just like our guest, said today. I'm an executive leadership coach, business growth coach. I help executives, I help leaders, in different areas of life, in the ministry. I help leaders in the business and government, to grow. But that is one thing I've realized working with leaders is this: it's not easy to grow. All right, it is not easy to grow. If you see someone out there that is growing, it is not easy to grow. All right, can we keep it real? It's not easy. But if you really desire to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone, because everything you are looking for is outside of your comfort zone. Don't forget that. Everything you are looking for is outside of your comfort zone. So you need to get out of your comfort zone. What limits you today is your comfort zone. You are inside your comfort zone. You are boxed in your comfort zone, and you need to stretch. All right. You need to stretch. You need to get out. All right. Learn what you have never learned before. Get into an environment of growth that you have never been before. Okay. Do things you have never done before. If you want to have things that you have never had before, having things you've never had before does not happen by accident. Okay. Have you ever seen anyone who achieves success by accident? Accidental success. All right. It doesn't happen. It does not exist. Okay. So you have to be intentional, grow, and then get into that place that you really desire to be, because it is possible. It's possible. Work on your mindset, get a mentor, get a coach, look around you to, get someone to assist you. There is someone out there who can help you. All right. There is someone out there who has done it before. There is someone out there who can guide you, can help you to see your blind spot. There's someone out there who can support you. Look for them. Find them. All right. Find them. Okay. In Later this month, I'm going to be having two sessions. Okay. Two live sessions. These are going to be private training. One training is for executive leaders only. All right. If you are not an executive leader, you cannot join that training. All right. It's for C-suite. Okay, C-suite and then V-suite leaders. It's for ministry leaders. It's for government leaders. Anyone who is leading an organization. All right. I'm going to be having this session very soon on how to transform any organization. Okay, I'll give you the framework. So when you see the adverts out there, all right, if you're a leader or if you know a leader who needs it, forward it to them. All right, you're going to see it on my page in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be live on my page. You'll see the link to register and share with all leaders that you know. Now, the second event that will be coming live in the next 2 weeks. Now, please listen to this. If you are struggling, maybe you don't, you're struggling with money. Let's say if you want to become a coach or a consultant, or maybe you are a coach right now or a consultant and you are struggling to make 6 figures. All right. I got you. All right. I am here to support you. If you are struggling right now to make 6 figures as a coach or a consultant, I want to help you. I want to support you. All right. I want to support you to make 6 figures and more. I am going to support you. So there is an event coming the next 2 weeks. And it is called 6 figures and more breakthrough coaching section. This is a private coaching section. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's not going to be on Instagram. Okay. But I'm going to share the link in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be live on my Facebook. It's going to be live on my Instagram. You will see the link. All right. Available. Register if you are a coach, if you are a consultant and you want to learn how to make 6 figures, how to create premium offers to deliver to your clients and then make good money from it. All right. And be successful and grow exponentially as much as possible. See, the limit that you have in your mind is the only thing that can stop you from becoming everything that you can. As I live today, remember, think it, be it, do it if you want to have it. Everything starts with your mindset. Then you start becoming, then you start doing, and then you start having it. And this is where we're going to end today. Thank you so much. I love you so much. All right. All I do every day is helping people to become better, to do better, and to have more. And one thing I do every day is raising eagles. And I will continue to do that until you succeed. Next week, watch out. We're going to have another guest on this same topic. In fact, I am not going to talk about our next week guest. All right. Our next week guest. Whew, wow. I can't wait. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. All right. We're going to talk about how you can move from where you are to where you want to be. This next guest we want to have next week, highly successful, all right, in business, in life. So don't miss it. It's going to transform your life. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Remember to share this video with someone, all right? It's live on YouTube, on Facebook, and also on Instagram. Bye for now. And remember to replay. Watch as many as possible, because faith cometh by hearing, and hearing the word of God. Same principle applies here. Keep listening to it until it gets into your heart. All right. Bye for now, and see you next week.